Welcome to episode 189 of the DorkLair Collecting Podcast. Today, as usual, we're going to talk Mythic Legions, Mezco, Hot Toys. We're going to talk MAFEX today. We're going to talk Star Trek X06. We got a ton of good news. In the description, I put the rundown, something I'm going to try here to give people a little more info. So if you want to see kind of like our agenda for this meeting, it's down below. I also put it in the comments. So welcome everybody to episode 189. Welcome, Chris. Larry couldn't be with us today. He's traveling, but he'll be back next time, or I'm not sure exactly when he's going to be back, but probably next time. So what's going on, Chris?
I'm doing pretty good. I got some figures in this week. Let's see. I got from the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie line. They did a Casey Jones and April from the farmhouse like part of the movie, so they're kind of in casual clothes. Got that. I got a couple reactions from Super 7. They were doing a Cliff Burton from Metallica, a reaction figure. So they did two versions of them. I skipped the first one because I was just like, oh, I'll just get it at a store. But I don't know if they're distributing it yet anyway to retailers. So they did another version and then had a supply of the first one also. So I picked both of those up. And they also did a Burning Godzilla variant of their Super Shogun Godzilla reaction. It's pretty cool.
So have you been to the retail location yet?
I just ordered them online. The only thing I don't like about retail is sometimes, well, unless you get there early, they put all their figures on pegs, and I really do like just having them unpunched.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you buy them from online, themselves, that you get them unpunched.
Right.
Yeah, it's been a little bit since I've been down to the store, but I should go sometime.
Yeah, and with basically Black Series doesn't do unpunched anymore. I mean, they've done it a here and there with some of the releases lately, but or not Black Series, the vintage collection.
Yeah.
So there aren't a lot of opportunities to get unpunched things. So that makes a lot of sense.
I was surprised when they did go back to doing that for the couple
the clones, right?
Yeah, that, and then the figures that came with the Razor Crest are unpunched also.
Yep.
I don't know. It's just that little aesthetic thing that's kicks a collector tick in my head.
Yeah, it's like the most pristine you can get when it comes to those cards, even though it is just mostly symbolic, but it's
cool. I got a couple of third-party 6-scale figures too. One called Master Team, and it's Hitman from the game Hitman. It came out pretty well. I was happy with that. And this other one by Mars Toys, they made a Joker. It's essentially a knockoff of the Hot Toys '89 Joker. So it's the first Jack Nicholson figure I've gotten. So, and that came out really well. They even had the movable eyes and stuff too. They kept the gimmick in there. I was surprised they didn't just do it a little easier, but
right. So that's cool.
Pretty good. Couple weeks. How about you?
Nothing really. I mean, it's been a long time since I've gotten some figures in. I can't really think of anything I've picked up. I did, however, I posted this in a couple places. I did paint up the head that I got from Wolf King Customs. Just kind of get in there for people to see it. It's not the perfect match. I kind of used what I had on hand, and I didn't get crazy with trying to match the silver, but this is the God's Fire head on the Ronin Jango Fett figure, and then I added the fur. So I actually unglued there used to be gun holsters here.
Yeah.
And because I pulled them out, there's holes, so you can see the peg hole there. And so I was like, I gotta cover that up with something. And Vorthog's fur actually worked perfectly. And then I gave him, and I'm trying, my angles here are terrible, but I gave him that sword because if you look at his shoulders and stuff, there's certain little details of that kind of metallic-y clear blue paint throughout the figure. So that matches pretty well. But
that's
I thought
awesome.
I bought a Django and somebody was selling a Django and a Captain America for like $80 for two for both. Like,
Nice.
I don't know, early in the year, maybe like January or something. It was in a group. And I got it really only because I wanted a cheap Django so that I could grab the thing on his head, the rangefinder, and remove it and put it on my Boba Fett because my Boba Fett had broken. The only
Oh.
reason I bought that whole thing, and you know, I bought it because it was like a really good deal.
Yeah.
But my main thing was I needed a rangefinder for my Boba Fett. That swapped out perfectly. And then I just had this extra Django, and I was like, what should I do with that? And I had these heads, and I was like, nice.
Yeah, like the little ornate details in the head, they kind of really go well with the movie realization, on their armor and everything, how they have little greebles and
Yeah, for sure.
details. Nice.
And I was thinking, this silver with just like some black wash just seems easy. And it was. But yeah, I thought it came
Cool.
out pretty good. Yeah, so I haven't really picked up figures. I've actually been collecting a lot of Magic lately, a lot of trading
Cool.
cards. I don't know, I've been into the recent sets, and I've just been buying singles, and I bought a couple booster boxes just for like next time I get together with my friends. So kind of money's been going there. Been selling a lot and trying to like downsize a bit, but yeah, I
I'm doing the
mean,
same.
I hope that the deep discount thing ships because that'll probably be my next haul. I don't know how many of the audience got in on that deep discount deal, but there was some crazy bargains on the deep discount store, and they had like, what were they, like $4 to $5 vintage collection figures, $6 to $7 Black Series and Marvel Legends and GI Joe figures. They had Transformers that were like super cheap. They had like a ton of Hasbro stuff that was just so inexpensive.
Yeah, even the play sets. I didn't mind got canceled eventually, but it was like $16 for the and it comes with a figure and the play set for like the Navarro Cantina.
Yep.
They were like the clearance prices like you always hope to see, but they're never that good. Like they're really clearancing this stuff out. Like they don't care.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I'm waiting for mine to ship too, but I hope it comes soon anyway.
Yeah, I ordered I think like 8 vintage collection figures. It was a lot of the figures that I would have, I was on the fence, I was like, oh, maybe I'll get these if they go on sale. And it was like all of the figures that I had that kind of like mentality with. I was like, oh, sweet, I'll just buy all these for $4. And then I got a couple extras of things, and I got the Cantina playset. And then I also made a second order because after the fact, I decided to look around for Transformers, and they had Rodimus Prime. It was an $80 Transformer for $26. They get like 31 shipped. I was like, oh, sweet, because I'd wanted that, but it, $80 is a lot. So that was the one that got canceled. And then my Endor Leia, of all things, was canceled randomly. I don't know, but everything else is still intact. We'll see if it ships. And I know people have been getting their stuff shipped, so I don't know. We'll see what happens with those orders. I mean, I've had things with deep discount in the past where it's like it'll just sit forever unless I cancel it. So who knows what'll happen here.
Yeah.
But let's get over to the chat here and let's see who's around here. So our first 8:16, 14 minutes early was Ray in the house, in the DorkLair early. And then Yodalicious was there as well. Fortress Maximus, what's going on? Cowabunga dude. Eric is in the house. B Rivera, Patrick, and KJ. What's up, people? Share your recent pickups in the comments. Let us know what you got. Slavinatorski. Check out his YouTube channel. He was buying those Empire Toy Shop mystery boxes and opening them. I enjoyed those videos very much.
Oh, cool.
They were like the Mythic Legions. You could get like just like one figure for retail, or you could potentially get like a troll, or you could get like a figure and a accessory pack. Those are cool. All right.
Nice.
Okay, let's see. Let's go to the banners and pull up our standard here, and we're going to get into some news. So we got a bunch of stuff going on in the news. We are going to start with Mythic Legions, Cosmic Legions. And just a quick reminder, and for those of you listening to the audio podcast that publishes on Sunday, you might be late because if you're listening after Sunday, this is over. But this Sunday, the Cosmic Legions pre-order for Wave 2, the Volcatar Book 2 Grave Knight pre-order ends. I think at 11 p.m. Actually, I got the next slide here. Yeah, 11 p.m. Sunday, May 1st.
Good.
So just a quick reminder to get your orders in if you've been kind of waiting and planning and trying to like budget and figure out what you're doing with that. I'm still thinking I might do a third all in. And Chris, you haven't placed your order yet, right?
Yeah, not yet. I'm going to do at least one all in. So I kept waffling, but I'm like, I can probably make an excuse or a what do you call it? A reason to pick up any one of these figures. So I'm like, I might as well just do the all in. It's pretty affordable. I mean, as far as they go, it's better than a $500 all in. That's just a huge lump sum up front.
Yeah.
So,
and if you're reselling, it can be a burden too when you get it all in at once. You're like, okay, I gotta list all this stuff.
Yeah.
So, but, we got a couple recent pickups here. I just want to throw this up. Ray got some really good ones.
Nice.
Eric got an Ice Troll in trade, loose, and a Classics Flying Fist He-Man. And Slovena Torsky had a lot of fun opening those boxes. Yeah, it looked like fun. I haven't ordered one yet. I haven't gotten up to that yet, but Mountain Arts reviews skipped this wave, but the all-in has an awesome price. It really does. And I'm actually going to bring that value up later when we get to our conversation topic in comparable prices and like how people will like see something and see how expensive it is and like compare. We're going to talk about that later. But this, in my opinion, is one of the best bargains out there right now. So yeah, I may get a third all in. And again, it's like, I want multiples of the, the big deluxe builder guy. Like I want like 3 of those would make a lot of sense. I have 3 barbarians. Like I really like this guy. I love the big builder sets. Can never really have enough of those. So it's like, and then, I'd like multiple of the sort of like the lizard guy, just because his body is like really good for kit bashing and stuff. So I'm like, maybe I'll get a third all in and then sell the other extras. But yeah. Okay. So by the way, we got 12 people in here. It's a little bit low. Get your friends over here. Let's get some people in on this.
Yeah, where is everyone?
Let's get some people in on
this. With Larry. Larry's the big draw.
Larry's the draw. Okay. So yeah. So a couple updates on shipping times for Illythia. 2 weeks ago, the 4 Horsemen podcast, that's not a podcast, it's like 4 Horsemen o'clock, I think they call it, on their YouTube channel. They have a weekly show that's like 20 minutes. It's a really good show because they usually have a lot of insights on like creating figures. Chris is the host, and he he's the production manager, so he has a lot of insights on like the process and the steps along the way of designing and manufacturing a figure, and it's very interesting. But they also will give you updates on stuff, like they'll get the samples in hand, and last week they had production samples of the Illythia wave, and they kind of like updated. People were asking, myself included, we're like, okay, what's the timeline on this right now? The website says Q2, that it's shipping Q2. And what I gathered from that is it's shipping from the factory, still on pace to ship from the factory in Q2. I was kind of hoping we might have it in hand Q2, but it's not looking like that's necessarily going to be the case. They said, somebody asked if they would be, if they would have Illythia at the June 11th convention in Danbury, Connecticut. And they said probably not, that it might be on the water at that point. So if it's on the water in June, they said it would probably arrive either late June or early July, maybe. And then they said that this is such a huge wave, like this is such a huge order, so many pre-orders, that it's going to take like 2 months to ship.
Wow.
So some people will have their figures possibly in like late July, and then others might not have it until like the end of August, maybe even early September. Then, of course, you got to wait for the retailers to get them. Then if you want an in-stock sale, you got to wait till after that. So, but they
Yeah,
did say definitely, like, as far as conventions, that they would 100% have them in hand for sale at the Legions Con in November, which makes sense because that's for a while.
yeah, I would hope so by then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long lead up time. That yeah, I was thinking maybe like June they'll ship, but I didn't realize they were going to take 2 months to ship everything. I didn't do an all in on this because I was just picking and choosing. I did a couple orders, so who knows how time
I
at
know.
what point
I'm in the
they'll
same
ship
boat, and
those.
I regret not doing the all in now.
Yeah, now that I get the idea that they ship the all-ins first. I'm like, it's
Mhm.
all unless like yeah, it's a huge all-in and I really don't want to do it, but I probably just drop one in and anyway just to get like a fast shipment or faster.
Right. Yeah, totally. Especially like, if we want to review them on the show, having them in a timely manner is really advantageous.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, we're all ordered a different time. I mean, I'm gonna guess I ordered late in the game, like I'm doing with Cosmic, but
yeah, I mean,
so
I doubt that plays into it as much as like the nature of what you ordered.
mhm.
They'll do ones that are packed together. Like you might get, um, if somebody ordered more like horses and mooses and centaurs, that might be something that's like kind of easy to like bundle
They
up
want
in
to
a
get
quick
out of the warehouse
package,
or
or
something.
it probably depends on packing and shipping, like what
Yeah,
is
I
like
did I did
logistically
go
easy.
order each, at least I forget if it was one order, but yeah, I ordered each of the Alethio's horse and then the moose and centaur guy.
Yeah.
They were like the most impressed, especially the moose. I just can't wait to see how big that and ridiculous his antlers are in
It,
person.
I know. I mean, it's like if you look at the three figures in this picture, like it spans those
Yeah,
three regular figures like all the way across. Uh yeah, I actually didn't order the black horse, so that's something I still need to get. And I didn't order the winged imp vampire guy. I don't know, like I was in a weird mode where I was very picking and choosing, but I was also ordering extras of things. I was like, I want these extras. I'm going pretty much all in price, but I don't know. I was looking at some of these things and being like, okay, I have like a lot of that body, or like, I got two horses on order already.
yeah.
Like, so yeah, but
I,
I do now want them all. Like at some point I'll get all of them.
I was kind of thinking of a display thing, like, because I'm not really interested in the forest people. Like, I like the centaur just because he's like awesome looking, but like,
Yeah.
I did get multiples of the fawn guy just because he's got short legs. I was like, I can use these, or I can make dwarves out of them, or something. That was kind of a big thing of getting a couple of him. Um, as far as the Illythia's side, the guy with the eagle, I got one of him because he
The
looked
Alec.
pretty. Yeah, he
Yeah.
looked like he had a lot of new stuff on him. It just looks like a really unique figure. So
Hmm.
I figured I'd like have because I'm definitely gonna have a Lithia just because I'm getting all the horsemen. Um, so I figured I'd get one of him to go with her. I passed on I like the ogres in general, but I passed on the vampire ogre.
I think I might have passed on him too, and I think I'm still passing on him.
Yeah,
I it's just they again, like the space. Like when I'm putting moose and centaur on the shelf, it's like, do I have room for another ogre, like a sixth or seventh ogre scaled
yeah,
ogre?
yeah. So
By
what
the
I
way,
so oh sorry, I'll let you go.
KJ said he got that Joker as well
Oh,
that you were
nice.
talking about earlier.
Yeah. I was gonna say, so I ordered two of the Alithia, and it's Phobos, I think the horse, 2 packs.
Two packs. Okay, cool.
Yeah. I would like to see, or do you think anyone would trade like an Arathier 2 pack? Because at the time, if I remember right, it was when the Alithia ended. It was before everyone knew that they were actual 2 packs and not just like a cheap deal price. So I'm just thinking like maybe
Yeah,
the same amount of people probably ordered a 2 pack versus the first
yeah.
one.
I don't see why not. I mean,
Yeah,
there might be a little more demand for the Aether 2 pack just because it's
it's already out
older,
there.
but
Yeah, yeah,
Um, I don't see why not. Or if you just added a sweetener to a trade like that, it might work out.
yeah. That's
Um,
I don't know. I like the idea of just displaying them too, but I guess I'll see once I actually get one of these in hand and see how big it is, whether or not I'm like, I don't need to display the 2-pack or
Yeah.
own a second one. But I'll think about it.
I have been avoiding the 2-packs, and even on the latest one, I just skipped it because it's like I know I'm just gonna open it. Like I'm
Yeah.
either gonna sell it or open it or trade it or open it. So I was like, I'm not even gonna bother. So I didn't even do it. Yeah. So let's see. So Grail, just a heads up, it's looking like it's gonna be on the water in June and shipping in July-ish. So it's a little later than we expected. I kind of felt like, oh, we might suddenly get hit with like, hey, it's hit the United States in May and like we're getting these in June or something. But no, it's going
Yeah.
to be more like July that they start shipping from Four Horsemen. Hedgehog's in the house. What's up, Jonathan?
Hey.
It's a torture waiting. It is. It's like it is a torture. Um, you see everybody getting their figures and you got to wait for your like, and especially when, a lot of people who don't go all in like me, like you're still putting in as much as the all in price, but I've learned my lesson. I'm now getting all ins on every pre-order at this point. And then
Yeah.
some, yeah. So, okay. So I think that's pretty much it for that. I'm similar to you. Like I'm really looking forward to Valak, the vampire with the hawk.
Hmm.
All those new parts. And I'm also looking forward Bardrick, the guy on the left, the elf on the left, like he's like 100% new parts.
Yeah, it
And
looks good.
I think I ordered 3 of him.
Nice.
He was one of my early bird ones. Like I placed an order and like just was like, I'm getting a Valak just to get in on the first 24 hours or whatever it was. And then yeah, I went in on another round of another order and added 2 more of him. I ordered 2 Artemis 2s because she's got those cloth Sea Jessam goods. It's like one of the first figures with those cloth goods, and it's going to be so good for swapping. And then when they did the game figures, I ordered the female elf builder kit to go
Oh,
with her
nice. Yeah,
and
a
pop and
lot
swap
of
them.
options.
Yeah. Let's see what we got in the chat. Yeah, and one of the things that you can't really see, excuse me. One of the things you can't really see very well in these pictures is the body on Baron Voligar. And if you go and watch the videos that they've been showing, I think they might have posted a photo too, but I go to the Four Horsemen YouTube channel and their Instagram and just like look around. Because they've been showing pictures and videos of the whole body and it's all new, like armor pieces. It's
Oh,
kind of
cool.
reminds me of like the new 2.0 figures like not Arethyr, Gorgo and Attila, like that
Oh,
new
yeah, yeah.
wave, like where
Those
they have all these new
2.0s.
parts. It kind of reminds me of that. He's got a lot of new parts.
Yeah, it's funny when you start breaking down and actually like mixing and matching some Mythic Legions figures. You're like, wow, this is a lot of the same parts. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
And they've really been building out the parts library, especially like this wave forward. Tons of new stuff. Ton.
yeah. This is really impressive of what they're putting out there. So
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next thing. And this is a transition thing, a little discussion question here. This is one of those things like, we're gonna talk about the Mezco Doctor Doom, right? $155. And I've seen this a lot. Like I've seen this idea of like, okay, you see this Doctor Doom go up for pre-order, or you see another Mezco figure go up and it's 100, it's 125, it's 155. And you see the comment, at this point, I might as well just buy Hot Toys. And I like to address that comment because it's a little skewed, right? Like if you think about like that kind of sentiment, it's kind of like the idea is like I might as well shift and stop collecting 6-inch figures and start collecting Hot Toys, right? And I'm always like, why? That doesn't make sense. Like you're comparing essentially the highest priced 6-inch figure with like the lowest priced 12-inch figure, right? So if you're shifting over, your low price figures are going to be, like if you're collecting the Star Trek XO6, it's like 180, right?
Yeah.
And then you're going to range up to Hot Toys like a deluxe metal Iron Man figure is going to be like $350-$400 or something
Yeah.
like that, right?
Over 400 these days. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
even
So
their deluxe, what was well, I mean, yeah, we talked about a lot, the deluxe Luke, Bespin Luke,
yep.
that's what, 335 or something, I think, or three,
Yeah.
no metal there.
Right. And it's like, I get the idea. It's like, that's a lot of money. And are they, maybe there's the idea, are they taking advantage of the collectors or whatever? But I think the reaction of, I might as well start buying Hot Toys at this price is a little like skewed and misinformed because,
Yeah.
yeah, Trevor's saying it's 385.
Okay. I forgot. Yeah.
Because like, yeah, like you're trying to compare. I get it if it's like there are things I'd rather buy for 155, right? Like I get
Yeah.
that. And this is where like, it comes back to, okay, in that 150 to 200 price range, to me, the best bargain out there right now is that all in Cosmic Legions 2 wave. Like $200 for all that is incredible, right?
Hmm.
Or buy like three or four figures to get it to like 155. Like that to me is one of the best bargains out there. But when you look at a figure like this, 155, it feels like a lot because you're really only getting the one figure, but there's a lot to it. If Hot Toys was going to do a metal component, light up, 3 heads, crazy big accessories type of figure, like if this figure was a Hot Toy or a Sideshow figure even, it'd be like
Yeah.
350.
At least. Yeah.
So the
It's
comparison
not.
would be more like, what would this be if it were a Hot Toy? Not, I should go buy the cheapest Hot Toy I can find, because it's not even comparable.
Yeah. I mean, and they're forgetting, yeah, how Hot Toys prices have gone up too. Like I would say like a couple, even I was going to say 4 or 5, but probably even so, like 3 or 4 years ago, um, I would say like a regular figure that has like a head sculpt, and just some, whatever, not crazy accessories. It's usually like 235 was like the MSRP for Hot Toys.
Yeah.
So even then, it's still $80 more.
Right.
And that was, and that's 3 years ago. Now it's 275, 285 is
Yep.
seemingly like that, some of the ones we're going to talk about later. That's
Yeah.
basically what their price is. So, you got to just look at it. I mean, yeah, if you were wanting to buy some third party 6 scale figures, sure, you could put together a bunch of them for around 155, or if you were kit bashing or getting some of the cheaper third party offerings. But you're not looking, you're not going to buy a Doctor Doom figure that at 6 scale for anywhere near $155.
Right.
30 GI Joe, I'll take that back. 30 GI Joe is the only thing I could think of that's like a licensed figure that's sold for anywhere near that. But
Yeah. And the Star Trek stuff, the XO6
yeah.
figures, I think the Doctor was 170, right?
Okay. Yeah, that's
And
pretty good.
then,
Yeah.
yeah, and like the 30 Power Rangers were like 110
All right. Yeah, you got me a couple
but
times.
still, like,
Yeah.
it's like I might as well it's like, oh, this Dr. Doom is 155. I guess I might as well just go buy a Power Ranger 12-inch instead. It's like, is that really what you want to do? Like, is that really
Yeah.
like just to prove a point or something? I don't know. But no, I do get it. It's like value for value, like proposition. It's like, if I were presented with the option of 155, if I had $200, right, and it's all I could spend within this window, it's like I could either get Dr. Doom, or I could get my third all in for Cosmic Legions. I probably would go with I'd probably pick my third all in with Cosmic, but that doesn't mean I wouldn't pay 155 for it. And it is a lot, but
Yeah.
it's
Part of
not
me
Hot
wishes,
Toys price.
yeah. Part of me really does wish that Mezco would just offer a base one for 90 that's like,
Yeah.
as very basic, and then just kind of eliminate this discussion, because there's still going to be plenty of people who are going to buy the deluxe one. Like in the long run, just comparing it to like Hot Toys and other ones where they offer regulars and deluxes. The deluxes always go up in value more, like a bit, So it's if someone's worried about their investment or something, it's always gonna be worth more. But
Right.
I don't know. I understand the annoyance of paying. I had to pay 155, but you are getting a whole lot, and it seems like what they're doing a lot lately. I mean, frankly, most of their regular releases have been packed ones, the comic ones anyway, where they want to try and represent, a couple, there's a couple different masks, so they can offer different, visages of Doom, so you can, like they were doing with the Wolverine, offering so many heads and everything like that.
Yeah.
That would probably be a $200 package if they offered that now, if they put that up.
I feel like if I had to like guess, is that the design of the figure, the metal parts, the cloth goods mixed in with, the face mask setup and the way they design the figure and the way that they have to produce it. My guess is it came high. It came in high. Like it came in at like it would have been like 130,
Hmm.
125, 130. And they were like, well, if we add in like these more things, we can it can feel more of a value at 155 rather than like if they had released the standard version and it was 135 and they're like you can get the standard for 135 or you get
Yeah,
this for 155, like how many people are really going to order the standard at that point?
yeah, that's true.
So
I mean, the figure body itself could be the biggest cost too. Like you're saying, that could, and everything else is just kind of gravy that they can add on to make it more worthwhile, I guess, or seem worthwhile.
I wonder, they're going to have to do a variant, right? Like it's a brand new completely original body that they pretty much cannot use on anything else.
Mm.
So you'd think they would have to do like the white version or something, or like whatever other versions of the character are out there. You'd think they would have to do that.
I don't know what like Doom 2099's body look like, but I guess that's an
Yeah, I'm not
option or
sure.
something.
There'd have to be, or that's why it's so much because this is going to be a one and done. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I was just mentioning Wolverine and also the Superman Deluxe they're doing. I don't anticipate them doing anything like another brown or yellow suit or another regular Superman for several years after that.
So the standard price for Mezco now is, I think it's 90. I don't think I've seen
I
a
would,
figure under 90.
yeah,
The Krieg was 95, right? Is that right?
yeah, I think
Um,
so. I'm
it-
trying to remember if Silent Hill was a deluxe or not, but I think that was $100 figure.
yeah, a lot of them are 100. Like the the Alien was 100.
Hmm.
A lot of them are coming in right at 100. But yeah, I think I don't think there's a standard price anymore. Honestly, it used to be like he said, it used to be 80. I mean, it used to be 65, right? Um,
Yeah.
but like I don't think there's really a standard price anymore, especially now that they are just really not doing many. If you look at the checklist that I have, and I have like along one of the columns, it's at DorkLair.com if anybody wants to take a look. One of the columns is release type, and it's like, is this an exclusive? If it's not an exclusive, the column is blank. In the last like year and a half, it's like exclusive, 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 exclusive,
Hmm.
standard, exclusive, 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 standard. And it's like, there's like, what was the last standard figure? Conan, maybe
Yeah,
that
that's
actually like hit released, right? That was October.
yeah, it's odd, especially stuff that is licensed, like the Gaslight Joker or like the Spider-Man 2099. I feel like that's something they could have done regular. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
glad they pumped them out and they released them and they were in like people's hands and we didn't have to wait a year. But
right.
it's I guess that's odd to me too when they're at this point when they're choosing to make exclusives of licensed things, which like the Batman. I mean, other than the fact that they're collecting more money. It's an exclusive, so they get the full retail price of all of them because there's what the Gotham by Gaslight Batman also. Oh, and their Batman Two Face set. That was actually probably the one that surprised me most, just because it's a brand new Batman that
Hmm.
they don't appear to be releasing otherwise.
Yeah.
And they might normally release like 4 versions of it or something like that.
I feel like the turning point was Superman, the Chris Reeve Superman.
Yeah,
Like that
that's true.
one was the first. That was the first exclusive that was just mass. Excuse me, I thought I was gonna sneeze. That was just like massively produced. There was tons of those extra stock, and it was an exclusive. Like it kind of proved that they could crank out like a 10,000 plus
Yeah.
production and ship it just themselves. And I know that some of them went to other retailers and stuff, but it's not like they needed really distribution on that figure. They were able to ship them themselves. I always, back in the day, assumed that that was why production numbers were always pretty low and limited for some of these things. Is they just had their limited warehouse space. Like it's tough to manage big, large shipments like that. But
Yeah.
now they're shipping from their distribution center in Fife, Washington, or whatever, direct to customers. So it sounds like they've kind of worked out how to ship more direct from themselves.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting to see. I mean, because like you said, they have not released very many things in a while.
I don't think any of the Nemo stuff was a standard release, but they definitely were sold by like the retailers too. Like retailers have been getting access to a lot of these exclusives lately. So it's
Yeah,
just
and
like
like
it's like a shift of how they're doing business, I guess.
and Nemo was additionally odd because there was no markup. It was just the Mezco site price.
Yeah, they clearly had a wholesale price on that one.
Yeah, and that's kind of the first one that kind of rubbed me the wrong way because I'm like, all right, well, I spent like in sales tax and shipping probably $25 or $30 more because
Right.
I ordered it direct from you, but now I can like get it from Dorkside or wherever. That was a little odd.
Let's see what Fireside has to say. Mezco pricing never made sense to me. I finally bought a Conan just to see what all the hype is about, and I'm not seeing it, especially when you stack it against Legions, Doom, or 4 to 5 of the new Cosmic Legions. Yeah, I mean that's a valid point. It's like sometimes it just doesn't feel like, to me. I feel the value in a Mezco, like a $90 Conan. Like I that figure, all of the detailed sculpt work, all of the uniqueness of it. Whereas, yeah, I love Legions, but it's kind of in some ways the same figure over and over again. It's just a different beast. But yeah, I totally
Yeah,
get it. It's like value wise, if you're trying to decide where to put your money, like I can totally understand the sentiment um of like, not getting why, not like feeling the value of a Mezco for sure. Trevor, I agree. That Conan was one of my favorite figures of all time. I love that figure. Okay, let's move on. So, I mean, we can talk about the figure here. Like two different head sculpts, and then you have 3 different masks. One seems like the one on the left seems like a modern type of a mask, and then the two
yeah,
other ones are like 2 different expressions of the same classic iron mask, right?
yeah,
And
like
then
rivets and all that.
yeah, and you got all these different belts, holsters. You got the book with the real pages, and if you look at the bottom left, it lets you know that it is a suit of armor made with real metal components. And if you look at the top right, you'll also see that it is a suit of armor made with real metal components. So just in case you were wondering.
Yeah, if you missed it.
Tons of hands. It was funny because
Yeah.
I saw somebody post this in a chat or like in a Facebook group, and they were like, "Where's the hands?" And then the response was, "Right here, dude." It's like this might be the most hands
17.
I've ever seen a
Yeah.
figure come with. It's ridiculous. Um, Tons of effects, right? And then he's got the pistol, and then he's got the energy siphon or power siphon, and a few other little attachments that you can use the booster effects for. So I mean, it is a loaded figure. It's got so much stuff, and that's what I love about Mezco is their attention to detail. Just so many little things, little fun things to do with it.
Yeah,
Um,
this will be a lot of fun to play and mess around with.
And by the way, Four Horsemen designed the figure. We kind of mentioned that earlier, but yeah, so they designed the figure itself. They did not work on the cosmic energy siphon or the soft goods, but the actual like figure, the sculpt work is all Four Horsemen. And of course, CB is a massive Fantastic Four fan, and he says that they did the Thing tribute in the Cyclops troll. What's his name? Can't think of his name.
Brontis.
Yeah, Brontis.
That's the one I
mean,
still want.
that was a Fantastic Four tribute. So very cool that they worked on that. They had announced that back in, I think, whenever like maybe New York Comic-Con time. They had mentioned that at the time.
I didn't realize
it was cool to see a little more detail on that. Conan rules. I agree. Trevor, are there any metal components on this? Let's see how many times it's mentioned throughout these. So here's a couple images. We'll take a look at some of the different faceplates. So there's the modern looking one, right? And then there's another look at the modern one. And you have a little peek at the head. Like they never really reveal, aside from this, right? Like it's
yeah. I don't know why they didn't just show them up close, because they did. When I saw that like hidden face thing, I'm like, oh, maybe they're not showing us the faces, and then they just showed you them.
Yeah, but there's a little peek at it. There's I think Galactus's hand in the background, I would guess there. And this piece also has a light up feature, so another little element. And so 155. This is a February to April 2023 release. So this is same timeline as the Batman figure they just announced. So we're looking at a full year out for their tentative release date, which usually means 6 months after that, at least, for it to release. So, this could be honestly, like this could very reasonably be a 2024 figure.
That's nuts to think about. Yeah,
it is kind of crazy. It's weird because as a teacher, I have my freshman class is now the class of 2025, and it like blows my freaking mind. 2025. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Just reminds me that I'm going to be 50 in a few years.
Yeah, I know. Turning 40 in 6 months or so.
Okay, moving on. We have the SH Figuarts Buzz Lightyear from the new movie Lightyear. And this is a pretty quick turnaround in June. And I think that's timed because the movie releases in June. So 8,000. Yeah, it's pretty standard pricing and typical Figuarts kind of thing here, right? Like the reason why it's only 65 is because the conversion rate is nuts right now. It's there's a really good dollar to yen ratio right now.
Yeah. Yeah, this figure to me looks great because like this wasn't on my radar at all. Like I knew the movie was coming out, but I was like,
yeah,
when I saw these promo shots, I'm like, wow, that looks just like a really nice solid figure. And I have to reminded myself, oh yeah, these guys make all these Iron Man figures, so they know how to do suits nicely. But he poses really well. I was mentioning you, I think this could like paint this up a little bit and swap the head, and it can like slide into Cosmic Legions really easy.
Yeah, just give it a different colorway, gritty it up a little bit, and then totally swap the head, and it could be anything awesome. I was actually looking, as I was doing my research for the news, I was browsing Amazon Japan for like MAFEX stuff to see like what was still in stock and whatnot. And the Black Manta, is that his name from Aquaman? Yeah. That was like still in stock and like a really good price. And I was like, man, just a head swap on that would make for an awesome Cosmic Legions type, just like that cosmic shelf just a quick head swap on that would be really cool. The only reason why I didn't pull the trigger was because I don't know what the head attachment is like on it. I don't want to get it and have it be some like cylindrical, like weird thing. I don't know. But yeah, that kind of like along the same lines. That thing looks awesome. I could get it at some point. But yeah, this guy looks really cool. Comes with a lot of stuff. A few different head scopes. So Chris Evans is the voice. I didn't recognize the director, but I know like Taika Waititi is a voice in this.
Okay,
Like it's
cool.
like a big, it's got a big cast, like a
Yeah,
pretty
it's
big
such a
name cast.
funny premise. It's like this is the movie that the toy is based on in the toy-based movie
Yeah.
in
Yeah, it's cool.
universe.
It's like I forget the kid's name, but like it's the movie the kid,
Andy.
the way he would be watching. Um,
John, yeah, it dropped last night, John. I got it on Amazon Japan. They may have pre-orders left. Everyone else went real fast because, like
yeah.
you said, it's basically it should be produced by now if they're going to ship in June.
Let me see if I can find it on Amazon Japan, and I'll share it. I'll share the link. What other thoughts on that do you have, Chris, when I look for this?
Uh, I don't know. I'm hoping they do other. I mean, I know he has villains from the movie and stuff, so I'm interested to see if they go any deeper into the Lightyear lore, see what happens, and yeah, it piqued my interest for the movie, honestly, than when I had like practically zero
Me
interest in
too.
it before.
Yeah,
It's
totally.
like I know there's a movie coming out. I mean, yeah, I mean, maybe I just need to get back into like really following what movies are coming out, but I don't even know what else besides Doctor Strange in the next few months that I'm like I need to go see this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The way I found it on Amazon Japan was I went to Google Translate and I translated Buzz Lightyear to Japanese.
Yeah, it wouldn't
And then
come out.
because if you just search Buzz Lightyear on Amazon Japan, it doesn't show up. Yeah, but if you do that, okay, so I found the link here. I think this will take us to it. I'm gonna put this in the chat. My little tricks of finding things on, on Amazon Japan. So yeah, so there that should be the link in the chat right there. Maybe it's just me, but when I look at the listing photos for Doom, I can't help but feel like they made the head just a touch smaller. He would look better. Still can't wait to get. Let me look at that and see what I think of that. Make the head a touch smaller. Yeah, maybe. Does the head feel a little bit large on that? Possibly. I don't know if it's the hood that's making me feel that way or
For me,
what.
like I don't even know what's real in these Mezco promo photos, though. Like
Yeah.
for all I know, that every head is photoshopped in on the body, and they don't know what's going to be.
Yeah. I mean, they
Hard
do
to-
that a lot with the arms and stuff. They'll put them in a position and they'll just like Photoshop a bunch.
Yeah, I'm like,
I
I
mean,
know
maybe
this
the neck feels short in this picture
that one. Yeah, I would say that one. He looks a little squat.
down, you know?
Yeah.
So, Figure Fan Nate, what's up, dude? We're looking at the Buzz Lightyear right now. Moving on. I'm assuming this is typical figure arts where it's like doesn't pop out. You swap.
Yeah, there's
Either it's
tiny
two
little things you
completely
need
separate
tweezers to take
jetpacks or
out
you
with.
swap them.
Yeah.
8,000 yen, which right now, like, I'm honestly, if I were getting this figure, I might just like drop the money right now if I could find a place that would just like take the whole payment right away because the
Yeah.
conversion rate is so good right now. Although June's not really that far away, so okay. Okay, so the Manta's head can pop off. AH, is it a pretty standard, just like MAFEX peg? Like would I be able to just swap whatever head on there? Let me know. We're gonna keep moving along, but let me know when you hear that question.
But Buzz is
Careful with
also
Amazon.
available anime export where you can pay in advance, just FYI.
Okay, there you go. Be careful with Amazon Japan. Make sure you don't have any fraud alerts on your card. I just lost my Luke pre-order.
Oh no.
Oh, that's a bummer. I think I have a Luke pre-order. Because I'm pretty much right now, I am just like so out of 6-inch Star Wars. So 8-bit, if you want to message me, I think I still have that on pre-order. If you need a pre-order, let me know. Yeah, cool. Okay, so 6, the first from their post Mission Chicago crazy bomb drop of a reveal of just like tons of prototypes. First one out of the gates is Sisko. I couldn't be happier. I'd have a hard time thinking of a better release like that I would want more right now.
Mm.
It's the third captain of the, we have a Picard. We have the first contact Picard. Actually I wore my shirt for the occasion. I got my DS9 shirt on right now.
Nice.
But it's like of my like trifecta of Star Trek shows that I grew up with. Like this is the third captain of it that we're getting because we already have Janeway, we have Picard, now we're getting Sisko. I think it looks great. They had some prototype images during the event, and it looked like he had some paint mess ups, and it was hard to tell how good it would look based on what they showed earlier. But these, this looks good. I do wish that they we're still using Trevor for the photos because his photos were always even just next level. But these look pretty good.
Yeah, I can't remember because it's been so long since I've seen it. When I look at this, he looks like he has like a little bit of a stomach, like in that photo you're just showing. Is that what he
No,
look like?
I
Okay.
think it's just the jacket. I was
'Cause, yeah,
noticing
the
that too. The jacket just
layers.
looks puffed out. There's one, I guess this image here, right? Like, he doesn't really have he doesn't like have he doesn't look like he has a stomach in the show or anything.
Okay, yeah. That's the only thing that was like throwing me off a little bit with
Okay.
the look of it, but
I think it's just the
otherwise I think the
design of the
sculpt is
jacket.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, I don't have the jacket on Picard, but like that kind of is happening with Picard a little bit too when I put the jacket on him. But there's like, okay, so this is kind of funny. They have the EX version and the SX version. And I think the engine's trying to send a message with the way he's naming his levels. So typically you would think like you'd think like the you would think like the EX would be the higher
Yeah.
level, right? And the standard version would be the lower level. But I think what he's trying to say is like what you would normally consider the deluxe figure, I consider to be the standard figure. And what you would consider to be the standard figure, I just consider to be like, this is just the essentials, right? And if you want to, like, if you're not like a diehard, like, let's say you just want to collect the captains and you're not going to collect the DS9 line, like, just get the essential version. Just, he's got the baseball, right? I think that's all you really need with Sisko. If you're just going to have like one accessory, it's probably the baseball. But, you can get this one and he's got the swap out jacket. He's got the Scotch. I forget what he drinks, if it's Scotch or bourbon. It's probably bourbon, right? And then he's got the rifle. Lots of good stuff added on to the extra $35.
Yeah, I really when I first saw this, I'm like, did they mess up all the text and the pricing and their naming? I'm like, standard, but this is more money. And then the other one is like essential, but they call it the EX version, which most people just shorten that to exclusive. So it was so confusing when I read this at first. I'm like, are they? I just didn't get it.
Yeah, I got it right away, but only because the first time I saw the idea was when he posted it in the like Sideshow Freaks forum or whatever. He sort of like revealed his naming system as at the same time as like giving the logic to it.
Okay.
But I would have been like, what?
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, what?
I
And they were worried like, oh man, if I order it from this place, are they going to know which one I really want? And I mean, the price is really what's going to,
yeah, exactly.
that's what we get. Right. Question: do you have the Janeway already? Yes, I do. It might be the best one yet. It's so good. I love that Janeway. It might not be the best sculpture, but to me it has almost like the most character. It's just got so much character, that figure. Yeah, Nate, that is confusing. But I get it. I think he's trying to be cheeky and send a message and trying to say what most people consider the deluxe should be called the standard. Like that should be the standard. And the bare bones version should be sort of like this minimalistic thing, right? Like you're just getting what's essential.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm pumped. I haven't placed my order yet. I'm gonna order from Underground. I've been shifting my
Yeah, yeah.
orders over to them for these, and I've just been like paying some things off with them and kind of timing things a little bit. But this one is like a straight pre-order. It's not gonna like, it should be available for a little bit from retailers before it sells out. Okay, so now on to Hot Toys. Continuing with 6 scale, we do have Electro. Another reveal from a movie I haven't seen yet. um, it's funny because I actually have it right here. I literally have the Steelbook
Oh,
edition
nice.
in my hand, and I've already redeemed the coupon or my problem right now is we can't watch movies downstairs, which is where I watch discs. I put my discs in the basement and we watch movies. But ever since we got the puppy, like we don't really want to leave the puppy upstairs and like bringing it downstairs in the middle of the night where it's going to sleep for a little while. It's just all about like the puppy's sleep patterns. Yeah, and I haven't seen it. That's right, Trevor. I haven't seen it yet. But yeah, so I still have to watch it. But I did finally like redeem the digital so that we can watch it up in our bedroom where we don't have a disc player. At some point we're going to watch it. And now there's 2 Star Trek shows. I'm just like falling way behind on everything because Strange New Worlds, I think, debuted today and Picard's still going. So I'm never going to get caught up on my shows.
Yeah, I know. I just like I like giving up on shows anyway. So
That's right, Night of Ren. I have not seen Batman either yet, and I know that's already out on HBO Max or whatever.
Yeah. We're partway through watching it with my wife. Yeah, she didn't go to the theater.
Yeah. But yeah, we got Electro. Looks pretty cool. I don't have all the different pictures. I kind of ran out of time as I was doing these things.
Yeah, it's a
But I
good,
like how
figure for the movie since you haven't seen it. I'll say it, covers all aspects, I think, of him.
I like that they brought in the classic look in this version, right? I mean,
Yeah.
obviously it must be how he looked in the movie, but like just in terms of just like this appearance of the character, it's really cool that they were able to incorporate that.
Yeah, that was neat. It's probably a little fast in the movie, but it's not like all the time in the movie,
Right.
Minor spoiler, but it's neat that they did it just to do it, I guess, in that sense.
Yeah. And have it look good. Like it doesn't look
Yeah.
It doesn't look weird or out of place or anything. It looks pretty
Because it is the electricity, because I think the original character, it's just a costume,
Right.
So
yeah, so this is I thought I put the price on there.
he's $285 if I remember right, yeah. So that's like I was saying before, kind of like the new MSRP for like he just has hands, electrical accessories, and that's it. So
yeah. Yep. But he's got a lot of stuff going on with that suit. There's just so much detail.
It's a good outfit. It is pretty intricate, yeah.
That's funny. Timberlands, 6 scale Timberlands. There you go. And then the other one that they put up in the past week is Kate Bishop from the Hawkeye show. And this is 170, but it doesn't have, it doesn't have nearly as much intricate stuff as Electro. I mean, not 170, 270.
270.
270. But she looks pretty good too. I mean,
yeah,
maybe not
I
as
like the sculpt.
not as good as Jamie Foxx, but I think it's harder to do younger people.
Yeah,
honestly.
totally. But yeah, it's a good likeness. I liked her in the show, so I'm very much weaning down MCU for myself, just because it's like I don't need 400 characters. I've realized, in every version of them. So
yeah,
but maybe I would get like the Marvel Legends or something just to have. But it's a good hot toy there.
Yeah, I love the show, but I'm not getting figures from it. Yeah, sorry, 170. Yeah, back to that old price, like back in the day, maybe. And like Exo 6, we just saw an Exo 6 figure 180. But yeah, no, not Hot Toys. And then they also teased the Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man figures. from No Way Home. This I already knew. I had already been spoiled on their appearance.
Yeah, I would imagine by now.
But
It's hard
yeah,
to
it's
avoid.
pretty cool that they're gonna come back to these characters, maybe. Right, and release some No Way Home versions of
Yeah,
them.
yeah. I know. I'm anxious to see what they're doing with them. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I have to drop a lot of money or not.
Continuing with Marvel, we've got the MAFEX Classic Thor. This figure looks cool. And again, I don't have a bunch of pictures with these, but they put up Thor a few days ago, 96.80 yen. And again, the really good conversion rate right now puts it at 80
Mhm.
US. And they put up Steel from, I think that's like the 90s where Superman dies, right? And then this
Yeah,
guy
yeah,
like
that
makes a
whole
suit
run.
that's supposed to be Superman. Um,
Yeah, that I don't know why it's like the hair they sculpted for Thor looks like perfect to me. Like that the whole outfit is just
yeah.
really awesome because that was one of the few legends I bought there. I forget what they called. I don't remember what they were calling the line. Like it was just a more deluxe, like classic looking Thor that came out a year or
That was an
two ago.
anniversary thing. It was like
That's what it was. Okay, yeah,
80th
yeah,
or something like that.
yeah. I bought that and I was, happy with that. But this just looks fantastic.
Yeah. Once you get posing a Thor like this and all the different things like flying and all,
Yeah,
it's going to be a lot of fun. It definitely just looks straight out of the comics. I don't have a lot of feelings on this. I've literally never read a comic with him in it, but looks cool.
I remember liking the look and the motif, but yeah, I might have read one when at the time, but I don't remember anything. I did pre-order it just because I think it does look awesome, but just in
Yeah.
case. But yeah,
And then, yeah, so that's it for, I have a banner for this next part. This is my transition screen, and we're going to go into Master of the Hunt. Let's check the chat real quick, though. Oh, yeah, they do the MCU stuff, right? Like he was hoping they would do No Way Home figures. I actually wouldn't be surprised if we still see
yeah,
something.
because they did the Far From Home Spider-Man, right?
Yep,
They're
they did.
very
They did
few
one
and
from
far
each.
between for MCU though in general.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Spider-Man
too
you would
bad.
anticipate. Um,
Yeah, I mean their MCU figures are great. You know, Black Panther's awesome. Their Ragnarok Thor is really
mhm.
good, and their Spider-Mans are great. Like that buck is awesome. That body is really good. Need an alt shack head for Steel.
Yeah.
Okay. So Master of the Hunt. So this is our segment where we do like in stock things that are dropping, things that are hitting, and you want to be on the lookout for if if you didn't pre-order and you're waiting, or you're waiting for your pre-order or whatever. So we're starting with this Hot Toys photo that they revealed maybe about a week ago. And these are the upcoming releases, and we've already seen some of these start to hit. So these are actually hitting, like the Batman we've talked about already. That's the Dark Knight Rises Batman, and then you have the Tumbler that just released, and then the other one that released is the Transport Trooper all the way on the left there from
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Mandalorian, where Mando puts on the Transport Trooper outfit. That just released in Hong Kong. And yeah, so other figures we have on here that could be hitting soon. We have Hoth Luke. We have Hoth Pilot, Snowspeeder Luke, I guess you call him. And then you have Moff Gideon over there, which I didn't order. I probably gonna still pass on him. The one thing that was like making me want to order him was the Dark Saber, and now that there's a Mando coming with it, I'm kind of like,
That's
okay, I'm gonna
true.
try to stick to my Mando focus a little bit more. Speaking of the Mando focus, one I'm super pumped about is Django. Hopefully that's coming soon, because that's probably my most anticipated. I've had it on pre-order for a long time, and I can't wait for that Django.
Yeah.
And then there's that, I guess, sort of comic book Iron Man with like the clear parts. I forget what they were calling that one. And then the Mark V, the one where
Yeah.
it's like the race car scene that folds into the suitcase.
I think that's just that one. I think they have pictures the reissue of the Mark V. I don't know if the actual I think that's just a reissue of the Mark V and not the one the other one they were talking about with the race
Okay.
car scene.
Okay. So the reissue of the Mark V, and then you have a Miles Morales from the video game, I think.
There's both of them. There's one, the video game in the front, and then him from the what do you call it? The Spider Verses in the back. It's kind he almost like
Oh,
mixes
I
in with
see
the
it now.
box art. It's kind of hard to see him.
Yeah. And then Taskmaster and Carnage, right? Or Vet.
That's like I forget what they call it, like artist mix. Like
Okay.
it's Venom, but painted, yeah, obviously Carnage. It's not,
Okay.
in their, 6 scale line specifically. So it's interesting they threw him in
Right.
there.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a lot of cool things that are that are dropping. We have May the 4th. Oh, I forgot Anakin's in there too. He just blended right in with his staff.
Yeah,
He's
and the
probably
staff
the
there.
biggest like set in here besides the tumbler.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Anakin, I had that on pre-order as well.
Yeah, and you were mentioning May the 4th. They've typically have done at least 1 or 2 reveals or pre-orders then, so kind of interested to see about
Yeah.
a week out, see what they
Yep.
can
It'll
do.
be interesting because last year they had quite a few. They had like they had the Stormtrooper went up for pre-order, right? That was the like Stormtrooper captain or whatever. And then they had the blurgs,
That's
was
right.
it Quill and the blurgs? And there was something else going on there as well. Yeah, let's crank through these things and then we'll get out of here. So just a heads up, the Golden Axe Battler Deluxe set is now in stock. That's shipping out. I ended up canceling mine just because again, things have been tight. I've been kind of putting my money into like other things, and it's like, do I want to like sell another figure just to get these skeletons kind of
Yeah,
thing? And I'm like,
I did the
just
same thing because I was like, I don't want to pay that $230 right now. We'll
right now,
probably be
and then
around.
sell. Yeah, just kind of like a pain to deal with. I think honestly, I think the puppy is like changing my life in terms of like
Yeah,
like
probably.
having a dog is like kind of a lot of work, it turns out.
Yes, yeah.
uh, and then the dead frame lizard skeleton guys are finally in stock, which like those shipped out from direct like months ago. I had those in hand months ago. So that, and Tyrus is actually shipping from like that's released. Like I don't know if it's like blogger photos type thing, but like there's people with Tyrus in hand overseas, and so that might be shipping soon if you order direct. Who knows, like with the
Yeah,
dead
otherwise it'll
frames,
be
like
2
when they'll
months.
actually ship from from Big Bad and like other US retailers, but soon. And then shout out to Nate who's in the chat right now. I just wanted to mention this drop, which is the white and the red Krigs got reissues. They got like a two pack reissue, and it was really cool because they did like a promo thing with some of the friends of the podcast. So Figure Fan Nate was one of them. Incredible photos. Go check out Figure Fan Nate because he's got more photos, not just this one. And they kind of like, they timed it and they dropped it and hyped it up for the reveal of the 2-pack. And then it was shortly after the yellow Krig. And then also Jason B. Michael, another friend of the podcast. Awesome battle scene. Mr. Lee. I'm a huge fan of Mr. Lee. He's like inspiring. Like when I try to take photos, I sometimes try to like get that rim lighting that he has. Like I try to like, I'll never get that as good as he is, but like that's what I kind of aim for with
Yeah,
some of
it's
my
pretty
photos.
awesome.
And then Omega Red, so awesome. He's got this is like straight out of the comic. He just recreated the comic book scene like
Nice.
perfectly. So cool. 2 more things. You can now pre-order the figures we talked about a few weeks ago, the RoboForce figures from the Nacelle company, $50 each. And you can order direct from Nacelle. And that's it. That'll do it for today. Let's check the chat one more quick time. Is the Dragon Mount thematically it doesn't quite match, but if you put a 2.0 figure on there, it looks pretty awesome. In fact, Fastia looks really good with that Dragon Mount. He's talking about You're talking about the dragon.
Storm Golden
No,
Axe Dragon.
thematically doesn't quite fit. It's a little goofy looking, but I'm okay with mixing a little goofiness in with my legions. But size-wise, it's perfect. So yeah, that'll do it for us today. Thank you guys for joining the chat. Much appreciated. Again, hopefully,
Thanks,
if I can rein in my schedule, I'll try to do it weekly. I know I failed. I said that last time and I failed last week. I mean, if you want to see more of me talking, I'm on the Legions Lounge, usually Mondays. It might be a different day next week. But other than that, thanks to everybody for joining. Chris, any last thoughts?
No. Thanks everyone for tuning in and listening to the podcast.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. And until next time, may the force be with you.